Culture Playbook podcast. I'm your host, Tatyana Arrington.
And I'm your host, Simone Umba.
And we were coming off a boring ass week. And this week there was nothing boring. But Can we say award season is officially over?
Thank God.
We survived.
This felt like the longest season ever.
Didn't it?
It really did.
There were like 45 more award shows this year than usual.
Whoever made the calendar, we need to fight them because this was too much to cover. Like I cover on like a social media level. She has a big girl job. She got to go in person for these things.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was also at the same time, I kind of like how they cram everything in so then we can finally get a break. But how was your week otherwise?
Honestly, last week was probably just light. Of course, Oscars weekend was a busy weekend just content wise. Mm-hmm. Other than that, it was honestly pretty chill. I'm kind of just in the recovery phase of award season right now. We get to breathe a little bit before the Met Gala. So I'm pretty much in cool down recovery mode for now.
Same. I don't know why. I was like kind of sad this weekend. And then yesterday was not the best day for me. But I am now happy to be here. So I think I just missed you guys and I just love you all so much.
It's been so long since we've been in studio.
I know. We're going to try to do it more. We really are. Because I feel like you guys like this vibe. But to kick it off, I mean, right after we recorded, we were talking about Gossip Girl in the podcast last week. And then right after we got the news about Michelle Trachtenberg, and I was just so sad to hear that.
I was surprised to even see the news because I was getting alerts from my group chat. And then I go on the Twitter because I just came out the hair salon and I see someone posted and I thought it was the usual collage post of like notable actors. And then I see the announcement as he passed away. I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? She passed away. She was 39. That's young as hell.
Mm-hmm. I was at work and I just started getting a bunch of texts and I was just shocked and completely floored just because we just talked about it as well. And I feel like I was always just such a big fan of her. I made a TikTok about her 2 years ago that started going viral again after. And she's just an icon to me in her own right. Like Georgina Sparks wasn't even a main character on Gossip Girl.
Listen.
And she made the show
she really did.
Like she made the show. It was her, Blair, hands down.
Like I said this on Freds and I'm going to say it on here. You find out how impactful an actor's work is when Black people are grieving their passing. I saw so many tweets of people saying, Harriet done gone to glory. And it's like Harriet the Spy. And I remember the first time I saw her, it was with Ice Princess and Buffy. And I'm like, listen, I know y'all love Georgina. I do, but I know her as Dawn Summers. I was there for the reruns. I remember Ice Princess. I wanted to go ice skating. I should have been on ice in the first place. But that is how I got my introduction to her. And it just shows how impactful she was to so many generations of people. Because millennials, they have her as Harriet the Spy. And millennials, they have her as Ice Princess and as Dawn from Buffy. And of course, Millennial and Gen Z, they have her as Georgina with Gossip Girl in the reruns. So that just shows how much of an impact she's had just on pop culture in general and on TV and how much she is appreciated for how like the impact she's had on so many people's childhoods.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how I met her too, Ice Princess. And I remember wanting to be a figure skater and didn't really work out for me, but I used to watch that movie at least once a year. I introduced my Gen Z sister to the movie. She didn't like it that much, but and then Kim Cattrall being in that movie, like there's just so many. Ice Princess touched me so much, and I watched it this past weekend, which is part of the reason I was probably sad, but. Yeah, Michelle will definitely be missed, and she definitely made her mark on Hollywood and made an impact on us all. And to your point, like you just don't realize it until it's a bit too late. And once again, like we have to stop talking about people's looks and commenting.
I had no idea the people were having comments over like her just body, like leading up to her passing.
Yeah,
because I knew that she just had a liver transplant. And even with like that, sometimes the transplants fail or doesn't take, or initially does, but something goes wrong. And I know people always said like, oh, you guys should have learned from Chadwick. You clearly didn't. No one was going to learn after Chadwick. That's a very sad truth. People are judgmental online and think that their words don't have impact, but they do. Even though we don't know how she passed like fully, even though we know it's natural causes, people need to understand that words matter.
Yeah.
Whether it's in person or virtually, your words matter and it impacts people. And a lot of y'all need to take accountability for that.
And you just don't know what people are going through too. So rest in peace to Michelle. You're an icon. And I did love seeing all the jokes about when she got to heaven and they were using the Georgina clip. Like, you can tell Jesus, a bitch is back. I loved it.
It was low-key kind of sad too because it's like, that's so iconic, but it's like, oh my God.
But that rocked a nation. So shouts out to you, Michelle. You're an icon. But then
bless her.
Right after that, Angie Stone was performing at Mardi Gras in Alabama, I believe. And there was some type of traffic car accident and she passed too.
I be finding out people pass at the weirdest places. I was at the airport trying to get my aunt checked into her flight. And I go on the Twitter. Of course, I find out on Twitter that she had passed away because Philip Lewis tweeted about it. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, we were just laughing at the remix people were doing to her song and the whole I Always Wanted a Brother on The Lion King. How? What? It's so random too. And I know she was in her 60s, but that's still young. And when it's a car accident, it's so random.
It's so random. And it was just shocking because once again, I was getting texts and I was like, no way. No way. Like, we just saw her perform. She just performed. So rest in peace, Angie Stone. You are an icon. You're a legend. You're the moment. It's just a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot to start off the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's jump to something fun though. Did you watch the Brit Awards?
Girl, I didn't know the Brit Awards were happening till like the day before. There were so many award shows in one weekend.
There were a lot of award shows in one weekend. I didn't really watch it, but you know, I pulled up for my girl Sabrina. I watched her performance and y'all gotta chill. She's fun. She's having a good time. It's slapstick comedy.
You know the Brits.
It's not that serious. Let it go. Like I feel like everybody's made a joke about, you know, trying to make the guards laugh or trying to, like, if you've seen What a Girl Wants, if you've seen Winning London with Mary-Kate and Ashley, like, let's get with the program. This is not a new thing. Now, you know, she was doing a sexual innuendo, but that's Sabrina, guys.
Listen,
like,
that's her calling card at this point.
Yeah, like, and I liked it. And we got to see Bedchem, you know, justice for Bedchem because we never got a video. Don't know what's about that, but I liked it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, that's your recap because I was too tired to recap another award show.
Valid. And then the award shows continue. Essence, Black Women in Hollywood.
The girls showed out. They looked beautiful.
They did. Everybody looked so gorgeous. My friend was like, because if anybody doesn't know, I do like fashion recaps for all of the award shows in my Instagram stories. My friend was like, "Oh, can you do like a little recap?" But the point of the point of people voting in the polls I post is because some of them are funny because some people look bad. Nobody looked bad. So
they never looked bad.
So I was like,
Black women know how to dress.
Ooh. But you know who else looked great? Morris Chestnut.
Oh God.
I loved that.
Whoever's his stylist, God bless them.
They've been working.
They have been working so hard ever since the Watson press run. They have been working. Whoever's doing the social media, you get your 10s too, because I know you putting in the work with that TikTok. Y'all, I'm pretty sure he's so annoyed, but also having fun with the kind of the poses and the sounds. But yeah, they're going to work. You deserve a raise.
Yeah. So that's like why I didn't do it for that one. Everybody just looked so good. I was like, there's nobody to like joke around with and make fun of. Everybody just looked great. But did we get an Aaron and Teyana sighting or
I
no?
was about to segue into that. There was no sighting. However, we did get a slight mention from Auntie Niecy Nash when she was presenting her award to her.
Okay. What did she allude to? What was it?
Basically alluding to her being in her soft lover girl era and her mind is clear, her heart is open, love is in the air. And it was in the air on Oscar night at the Gold Party.
but before we'll segue back to that, let's jump into the Oscars because
We'll run through them quick, y'all.
we had a lot to say leading up to it, but now, okay, so let's start off with the red carpet. Who was best dressed to you?
Honestly, Cynthia and Ariana. Those are my top two.
Okay. Yeah. Cynthia and Ariana, they looked fantastic. Ariana like devoured, Cynthia devoured. But my best dress was Selena Gomez. Mama came to play and I loved it. First of all, she was wearing Ralph Lauren. They don't dress anybody.
They don't dress anybody?
They don't really dress anybody.
Really?
They choose who they want and they're very picky, very choosy. So when she pulled up in Ralph Lauren, I was like, Selena. So she got my win for the night. I absolutely loved it. And then I would say Ari, and then I'd probably say Cynthia. But Selena girl, you chewed. You came to play. I loved it. So were there any other standouts to you?
Honestly, most of the stuff I like was from the Vanity Fair Oscar party. I feel like the people that went to the Oscar party outdressed some of the attendees of the ceremony.
Who was your best dress for the party?
Honestly, I have so many. I think one of them, I don't know who dressed her, but Coco Jones, I feel like her look for both the ceremony, because she did go, because she's part of the Universal family, and for the after party, those two looks look great. She was giving kind of like the R&B girls going to like the Academy Awards in the 90s, especially with the hair. I feel like the hair, whoever her hairstylist is, they did a great job.
Yeah. I know she wore Coach to the main show, and I thought
she wore Coach?
Yeah, to the main show.
Wow.
She looked great. She looked really great. For the party, I would say, I know we're jumping around a lot, guys, but we're going to talk about the full Oscars. Don't worry. But for the party, I'm sorry, Selena Gomez still came to play. She was in Armani Privé. I loved it. 10-10, no notes. I also love Doja Cat and Belmont. So those, and I really liked Hunter as well. She's got this look, Hunter Schafer, where she just looks like she rolled out of bed and threw on clothes, but it's so chic and it works.
She's giving young Hollywood chic, and I love that. And I want to see that more from the girls. I really do.
But it's hard to pull off. It's hard to look like you just woke up out of bed and can be fabulous. It's very Serena Vanderwoods encoded. Now, worst look,
girl,
was Meg.
What? Meg?
I didn't like that. I'm sorry,
Listen,
y'all. I'm sorry. And I love Meg. I do.
She was channeling Little Kim from like, I think like late 90s.
That was at the VMAs. So if it was the Grammys, fine. If it was the VMAs, fine. But an Oscar after party?
Listen, there were girls pulling up in see-through dresses where you can see their panties.
And they look crazy too. Sorry. I'm going to be a grandma and say I did not like Meg's look. And I thought it was a little wild. And I thought her team loved her and cared about her now.
No!
I'm sorry. You
about to get us kicked off the PR list for tequila launch. My God.
I love Meg. I do. I can't rock with that. But Meg, I love you to death. Please know that.
Hear that she did not like it. I liked it. Just to clarify.
Let us know if you guys, am I a granny and do I need to get over it? Let us know. Let us know. Okay. So there was also a lot of mess that happened at the Oscars. And I love mess, in case you didn't know.
Where do we start?
Especially when it's not my own. So Halle Berry and Adrian Brody.
Ooh, yeah.
I love that she did the little kiss, get him back in front of his wife.
Are they married?
Sorry, girlfriend. Correction. But she was a wife once because she was Harvey Weinstein's wife.
Stop it!
I didn't mean to say that. I'm sorry. See, and did you guys know that she owns the brand Marchesa?
Oh yeah, girl, we been knew she owned Marchesa.
Just saying, I love mess. I love mess.
Lord.
Now I will also say, you guys have been very good about this, but we're not wrong usually. Our predictions have been on point. They've been thorough.
Mm-hmm.
We really are pop culture. What do you say? Oracles?
Yeah.
Yeah. But Simone was wrong. She said that she thought that Timothy and Kylie would walk the Oscar red carpet together, and they did not. I said it was going to be the Met Gala. So now we will wait for the first Monday in May to see. Bless you.
Thank you. It's policy, you know.
It is.
It's
and
kicking
it gets
my ass.
really bad in Georgia.
It's really bad. It came in early.
So, and I was almost, bless you again.
Thank you.
I almost didn't know though if Kylie was going to show up because I know she had her friend who passed.
Oh.
And if you guys look at a lot of the pics, she actually looks really sad to me. So I was very surprised that she still came.
Probably had a brand obligation. Listen, those contracts are hard to break out of.
Yeah, true. But yeah, you guys, we'll see if my prediction is right and they'll walk the Met Gala red carpet. So now we'll take it to the opening of the show. The wonderful, the beautiful, the talented Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande opened up the Oscars. And the category should have been cleared right there.
Yep.
It should have been cleared right there. They should have took last minute ballots right then and there. Because how the hell did you hear those beautiful voices blend into one and then said, nope. To those, as you guys can see, I'm still bitter. I'm still mad, but it's fine. Because guys, they're going to get their things next year. And we're all going to be.
Part 2 is just around the corner.
We're going to be jumping for joy. We're going to be so happy. But did you like almost cry? Did you have chills?
Girl, I was shaking. I almost dropped my phone.
I was in awe. And then shout out to the cameraman, whoever got that side view of Ari just looking at Cynthia like, you're just the most talented, beautiful girl in the world. And then they're raising Cynthia up. And then she hits the note. Academy. How could you?
Literally, everyone was on their feet, clapping, crying. Look at Coleman Domingo be just like, yes.
I love.
Yes. And then John M. Chu, he crying.
I too was crying. It was beautiful. It was especially the tribute to the Wiz. Like,
oh God, the inclusion of the Wiz is so specific and so important.
Yeah.
Whoever produced that segment, you deserve your tens.
Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. Now, I didn't think Conan was that bad.
Honestly, I think he was good.
Yeah, he was
I wasn't
fine.
expecting him to be good.
Now, I did like that Carla joke. Why? Because I love mess. That Carla joke was funny.
It was funny.
It was funny.
I knew they were probably going to hit on Amelia Perez and the controversy, but I didn't expect for her to be so direct. Like, damn.
I didn't think she was going to be there.
Me either.
I didn't think she was going to show up because once Netflix said, we're not paying for your flights, hotels, none of that, I was like, how's she going to afford all this? But
well, apparently, I think it was like either Thursday or Friday, it was confirmed that she was coming and Netflix was going to pay for the expenses.
Oh, okay.
She just didn't walk the carpet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. But that was so funny. Also, for all the Succession fans, it was kind of fun to see Jeremy Strong versus, I always say his name wrong.
Kieran Culkin.
Kieran.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always want to say Kieran. Kieran?
It's a confusing name. All their names are confusing.
Kieran.
Yeah.
Okay, Kieran. It was just great to see their nice moment. Did anybody figure out what he was saying through the bleeps? Did anybody get the uncut version?
Listen, that man loves to cuss.
He does. He does. But I love him.
Yeah.
He's so great.
He's so fun.
He's so
fun. I
fun.
love him and his wife. It was so cute.
It was so cute. It was really, really cute. And also at the red carpet, I saw this clip of when he saw Jeremy and he stopped whatever he was doing and ran over to him and they both hugged. So you guys can stop. They don't hate each other.
Who says they hate each other?
Girl, people online.
Oh my God.
They're brothers. They're brothers.
Y'all, they did a whole series for like 5 years.
Exactly.
They do not hate each other. That is family.
And if it wasn't going to be Jeremy, I'm sure he would have wanted Kieran to win and vice versa. So like, let it go.
Don't forget the whole Emmys run for like the last season.
Yeah. I still stand by the fact that The Wild Robot was robbed. That was one of the best movies that I saw last year. And I saw Flo. And don't get me wrong, I liked Flo. I thought it was great. But I shed tears when I went to see The Wild Robot in a room full of children that they were like, Why are you here? What's wrong with you? I'm
so
just like
many snubs this year, man.
I'm just at the end like that was a beautiful ass. Sorry. That was a beautiful film. And what the heck, y'all? What the heck? It was robbed.
Yeah. So many robberies happened that night. It really did.
True. But Ariana, we will get justice for you.
We will.
Okay. Then Anora won Best Screenplay. Conclave, also known as Conclave, won Best Adapted Screenplay. Hair and Makeup went to The Substance. And then, oh, shout out to Paul Tazwell as well.
Oh, yeah. He won Best Costume Design for Wicked. Black
Yes.
History Month got extended. We love that.
We love that. And sounds like he should have been got his things.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm glad he finally got his things. Now then we move into a confusing James Bond tribute. Now, mind you, they didn't have no announcement for no new Bond movie,
no new Bond, no upcoming movie, nothing.
They're just like, let's get Lisa, Doja Cat, and Ray.
I thought they were gonna sing their new song. I thought that was why they showed up.
I'm gonna be real. I didn't know why they were invited. Besides to get ratings up. I'm gonna be so for real. I was like, what?
That whole section for the James Bond tribute, that could have been used for the Quincy Jones tribute. We're gonna talk about that later.
But also, once again, we all saw Ariana and Cynthia open the show with those beautiful voices that blended into one single harmony that changed the trajectory of your life. And then you got Lisa out here. Fine. Then you got Doja Cat out here singing Diamonds Are Forever. Now, I thought Doja Cat rapped. So
listen, she be singing on the side from time to time.
Sure. Want to know what it's like? I like that kind of singing, sure. But when we have real singers in the venue, and then you get Doja Cat up there singing Diamonds Are Forever, doing her darndest. Why, chat? Why? Why couldn't she just do a rap or something? Like, why?
Oh God.
That's all I got. Like, but you know who was there to save the day? Ray.
Okay, I was about to say, don't disrespect my baby Ray.
Absolutely
don't disrespect
not.
my girl.
No.
She is a top pick for the next James Bond theme song. So I'm glad she was there.
As she
Let
should
it be known that she needs to be on the soundtrack so we can get her an Oscar.
Absolutely. She was great. She was the best part of the trio to me. And what's so funny is I thought she disappeared for a while. I know she just performed at the Grammys, but before that, because didn't she have like a big hit song on TikTok?
She has so many.
During the pandemic. Was that her? A little context if you care to listen.
Hers. Yeah.
A man sat me down. Like that's her, right?
That's
okay,
her.
yeah. So after that, I feel like she disappeared for a while, and now it's been kind of nice to see this.
Not really. She had a whole album come out after that song went viral.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay, so
a whole album, a mini EP.
So I need to tap in, basically.
Yeah, she did.
Okay.
I think, she did Coachella last year. Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, sorry, Ray fans. I've been out the loop. I'm happy to step back in, but she was fantastic at the Grammys and at the Oscars. Like, Ray, your seat is safe, girl. You're a real talent. But she saved that damn segment.
She really did.
Hands down.
She really did. Then
we get to Best Editing, one Anora. And by this point, you're like, wow, Anora's really...
Yeah. Once it like got that second one, I'm like, we might be seeing a sweep.
I'm like, Anora's starting to rack up a bit.
Yeah.
And then we get to Best Supporting Actress. And
hey, do you want to go in the full? Or we're going to talk about the speech in the press conference?
We can.
All
we
right.
can.
All right.
I like I told y'all last week, I had a single shred of hope. Just one. Because I knew she swept this whole time. So I wasn't surprised when they called her name in that dress. But that happened. And the whole time I just kept thinking like, oh man, like after Ariana and Cynthia opened the show, they should have made they should have made the Amelia Perez crew get out there. Like we should have saw what they could bring. So yeah, that's all I was thinking when she got that award. And it's so crazy too, because Zoe has a lot of great projects, other great projects. So for her to win for that one, I loved when everybody online was like, girl, she got that award for Avatar. She got that award for Columbiana. Well, Zoe, you got that award for Crossroads. Thank you so much for being in the movie with Britney Spears. Love you. So we can okay, guys, now we're going to skip. We're going to jump a bit and then we're going to bring it back. So after the Oscars, of course, they all do press. And I think there was like a press room or something like that. And a Mexican reporter.
Yep, a whole Mexican journalist.
Yes, asked Zoe like, hey, she basically said, hey, this movie like is offensive. And how do you feel that you offended so many people? And Zoe basically clutching that Oscar tightly, basically was just like, well, I'm sorry if you feel offended, but the film's not about Mexico.
The worst response after winning the award, because anyone paying attention knows that you have to address it, and more than likely they're going to address it after winning. But to have that response to someone who is a member of the community that was platformed and disrespected. And I've talked to like different like people in the Hispanic community. They hate this movie. Especially Mexican,
everybody
Mexican
hates this
community,
movie.
the trans community, the amount of people that have said this is horrible, this is tasteless, this was tactless, how is this Oscar bait? And for her to have this response, it really showed that she didn't learn after that Nina Simone biopic. And everyone on Twitter reminded people about the Nina Simone biopic. They had the screenshots ready. I'm like, you didn't learn.
Forget? I mean, raise your hand if you've been personally victimized by Amelia Perez.
Yep.
Yeah, I would have honestly rather she just been like, I can't answer that or decline to answer that. Like, y'all gotta know when to shut up.
No, for real. Like y'all need to start listening to your publicist or get new publicists at this point. Because how do you go to piss off the Mexican community, the trans community, piss off the Black community again? Because it's so funny because I made this video a couple years ago and some random reporter was talking about, oh, why doesn't the Black community platform Zoe Saldana, she's Afro-Latina. First of all, she claims to be Afro-Latina when she wants to be. Second of all, the introduction we had to her was us assuming that she is Black. Drumline. Guess who? With Bernie Mac, her playing that dark-skinned man's daughter. I thought she was Black.
The silence is so loud.
Yep, loud as hell. Y'all about to piss me off again. My goodness.
Yeah.
And let's not even start. The amount of support she got from Black journalism, the covers on Essence, Ebony, Jet Magazine. Listen, Black people, we gonna welcome, but that's a whole nother discussion that we ain't got enough time for.
Next time we'll have a discussion about that. But yeah, I just in those moments, I just rather celebrities just don't talk. Just don't say anything. So let's take it back to some mess. I have a question to ask you. How would you feel if your ex won an Oscar? Do you feel like you're healed enough to watch your ex win an Oscar? Because that was almost the reality for Lily Rose Depp.
Who's her ex?
Girl.
I don't be knowing what these
the young prince
people.
of cinema.
Girl, I don't be keeping up with these white people. What are you talking about?
Timothy Chalamet.
They dated?
Girl, you ain't seen them boat pictures?
No.
Y'all, if y'all don't know, Timothy and Lily got some boat pictures. Yeah, that's all I gotta say.
Listen, Timothy be hoeing. I can't keep up with all the girls he's with. Don't put that shot face up right now. We remember a time when he was gallivanting around Cabo.
I think she was there too.
Was she there?
I think she was there, but Timothy had quite a few exes in the building that night. And I just kept thinking about, oh my God, like.
That man was a slut around NYU. My goodness.
Now, we didn't have to talk about that.
What?
Everybody knows
Everybody
about that. But let's let him grow.
That man's like a year older than me. He's had time to grow. He about to push 30.
You cannot talk about the young Prince of Cinema like that.
Sir, ma'am. he out that Prince category. He grown.
He's a young Prince.
He's grown.
He is. But that's the young Prince of Cinema. Okay. Anyways, I was just thinking about like, oh my gosh, like what if I had to watch, like you had to watch one of your exes like win an Oscar? Like he was already nominated and he was sitting in the front row with his new girl, Kylie. Like now the Oscars, from what I hear, they think of everything. So while Lily was presenting, apparently he was backstage. Mm-hmm. So, cause he was right in the front row. So it would have been very, they would have cut the cameras, all that good stuff, but he didn't win. So I know Lily probably went home that night like,
Listen, if you're going to date in your industry, you got to take the cautionary measure of, okay, if this don't work out, I still got to see you at places.
Yeah.
Especially the fact that her dad is in the industry and she's a Nepo baby. So it's like, if you're dating somebody industry, you're going to see them in any place.
But do you think you could take it? Do you think you're healed enough?
I mean, it depends on the time and how it all went down.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Valid. That sounds like growth. Mm-hmm. Sounds very mature.
Growth, mature.
I love it.
Okay, this is 28. We love this.
Okay. So when Adrian won, sorry y'all, I was like, can he shut up?
It was too long. They let that man talk for too long.
Like, wrap it up.
Like too much. Also, the way he took out his gum and tossed to his girlfriend, what is this? Is there not a napkin?
I guess not.
Like, sir, first of all, why are you chewing gum when your category is coming up?
Valid. I would have spit mine out before, like, okay,
for real.
It's my time. It's my time. But yeah, that's literally all I thought while he was talking. I was like, can he shut up?
Yeah, please? I'm like, we passed the time. Also, I think it was right after. Yeah, it was right after that. Where are you watching it? Are you watching it on cable or Hulu?
Cable.
Girl, the people on Hulu, it cut off like right after Best Actor. And I'm like, what is happening? And apparently they had set it to end at like 10:37, but didn't take into account people's speeches running over.
Y'all, the award shows.
The way I almost missed Best Actress.
They run over every single year. Now, I don't know if Hulu's going to get that contract next year. It might be Netflix.
Absolutely not. There's already talks about like the Academy already looking at possibilities of like doing streaming and looking at other people.
Netflix.
Oh, absolutely. SAG Awards had no like delays, like no buffering. I think maybe like one, but that was on my Wi-Fi. But honestly, taking to Netflix.
Yeah.
Taking to Netflix. They're just getting all these contracts left and right.
I mean, rightfully so. Like Netflix has been killing the game.
Like they have WWE Raw, they have the SAG Awards, they have Christmas Day football. I feel like the Beyonce Bowl put them in a really great category.
And that's what made them step their game up.
Because no buffering.
Beyonce was like, listen, I am a Virgo. I expect excellence. You will be excellent. And they were.
Yep.
No issues.
Yep.
I watched it on a cruise. I was in the middle of the ocean. No issues. So,
girl, I was watching it on a phone in freaking countryside. No buffering. None.
See the kind of lives we live, y'all? I'm just kidding. It just sounded luxurious when you said you were on the countryside.
Oh, no, girl. I was just in the country outside the city.
I love it. Okay. So then Best Director went to Sean Baker. And I will say that I liked the fact that he thanked Quentin and did say without, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there would be no Anora because Mikey Madison is Anora. So I did appreciate that. And I will say, as somebody who is a AMC A-List Stubs member, thank you very much. You're in the presence of an A-List Stubs
She
member.
got money, y'all.
No. I'm a lover of the movies.
She got money to go see movies all the time.
No. I'm a lover of the movies and I don't have
She
Regal.
got money to go to movies.
No. And I love the movies. I just do. I just always love the movies since I was a kid. And people were like, oh my God, this is movies propaganda. The films are just as good as home. Shut up. That's not the point. You can't, your favorite movies aren't going to exist if you guys don't go to the movies. Like
Very true.
Everything
Very
is not
true.
meant to be streamed at home. And there's nothing. Have y'all not heard the Nicole Kidman speech when the lights begin to dim? This place magic, like, hello, stop going to Regal. Just kidding.
Girl, don't be saying that we go to our screenings at Regal.
I'm just kidding. But I'm saying I love AMC. That Nicole Kidman ad is incredible, and I hope they never get rid of it. But whether it is Regal, AMC, whatever, like, I feel like, because I think Regal does do those packages too, which I think is cool, but I just love the movies, and I don't think it was movie propaganda. I think, is it expensive? Yes, but when you really want to see something and you really want to support somebody, you know, like a one of them days or something, go to the movies. Go to
Absolutely.
the movies, like, and support.
Like, honestly, and I think people excuse it to like crappy marketing, which at times studios do that. But also, y'all be complaining and not show up.
And we talked about that with Target. But
listen.
Okay. Okay. So where am I? So then we get to Best Actress. And this is the one where everybody was like,
had me screaming in the apartment.
Everybody's like, dun, 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 dun. Now, we said on the pod last week, I'm pretty sure that we said it was between Demi and Mikey.
Yeah.
So I don't really know why everybody was so surprised.
It's because Demi had a higher chance.
Yes.
That was the shocking part. And the newbie getting it is very rare.
Yes.
Especially because it's Best Actress. Because Demi had the Golden Globe, she had the Critics' Choice, and she had the SAG. And then Mikey, she only had the BAFTA.
Mm-hmm.
So that 3 against 1 odd put it more in Demi's favor. Also, it's kind of playing true the actual like art in regards to the substance and her losing to a younger actress after having this like veteran resurgence with this movie.
Yeah, I saw that and I thought it was funny, but I get the joke, but it's just not fully about that to me. Like, if you watch The Substance and you watch Anora, Demi has to share some of that screen time with Margaret Qualley. Mm-hmm. In Anora, like, Mikey's almost in every scene. And then it's very crazy. It's always crazy to me when I see an actor and they are so different than the character that they're playing. Like, Mikey has this sweet voice. You're like,
that's just the range.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it just always shocked. I'm like, you played a stripper? Like, you played a sex worker who got thrown into the Cinderella type fantasy, and you studied Russian and you had a New York accent and all this stuff. And not to say like Demi didn't deserve it, but if you saw Anora, in my opinion, Mikey's the best part of that movie, and she was brilliant in it. So I don't know if I could say personally, like, I was that shocked or upset, especially when I knew Cynthia wasn't going to get her things next year. But yeah, that's just like kind of how I felt about it.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised, especially I think at the odds, like at the beginning of award season, when everyone got their Golden Globes, I was like, okay, this is pretty much our set in stone, going forward with this season. I feel like this season was so predictable.
Yeah.
It's kind of why we were like having him film a fit. Like, the off-season drama became more interesting than the award shows themselves.
True.
And really, I hope just next season we have more to work with. I know, of course, Wicked for Good, we have that to look forward to, and we have the original music to look forward to, which I feel like that'll like give more of Ariana and Cynthia a chance. Of course, the Michael Jackson biopic, that's another thing to look forward to. I'm hoping Coleman Domingo gets his Oscar. We're going for year 3. That man needs the gold.
He deserves, honestly, the race should have been between to me, it should have been between Coleman and Adrian.
Yeah.
Like, I wished they pushed that film a little bit more because Sing Sing was like one of my favorite films last year.
A24 really fumbled that rollout. They really did.
Yeah, but it's fine. It's fine. Coleman is a talent and he's a gem and he will shine again. But literally when Mikey won, I was like, work, Mikey. Because I was just like, work. Like, you go, girl. I can't sit here and say that you didn't deserve this. So work. And now she joins Jennifer Lawrence as they're the only two actresses born in the 90s to have Oscars.
Yeah.
They're literally putting 90s babies on their backs.
Yeah.
So shouts out to Mikey. And then we get to Best Picture.
I feel like after Mikey won, it was like, yeah, Nora's getting Best Picture. Yep.
Now,
it already settled in.
Now,
what is it?
I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting that. Now, should I have been because the man won 4 other awards that night? Yes. Which is also interesting because I think next year they're going to, the casting award is going to start.
Oh, they're starting that?
I think it's going to be next year. And if it would have started this year, he probably would have won for best casting.
Wouldn't that go to the casting director?
I'm pretty sure the man edited his own movie. I'm pretty sure he was the. I'm pretty
you got
sure
a point there.
He was the casting director.
Yeah.
So he probably, he would have won an award for that too. But yeah, so obviously there's been like a lot of anora debate online and what this film means and what it means for it to win and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah.
And part of me thinks, okay, here's the thing. I feel like 2 things can be true. And a lot of y'all forget that, one. And then I feel like a lot of y'all didn't see the movie. Because I'm wondering if you're getting the real point of what the movie was conveying and how it actually did not glorify sex work at all.
I don't think it glorified it. Mm-mm.
Yeah, me neither. But I'm just seeing a lot of discourse and I'm like, did we watch the same film?
They probably didn't.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be on Hulu until like, what, the 17th?
I think it's coming. Yeah. Couple of weeks. So yeah, y'all need to get your, like, people are like, oh, because Anora won, misogyny's back. Misogyny never left, babe.
It really didn't.
What are we talking about?
Like,
what are we talking about? Now, was it my best picture last year? No. But if you look at because I'm part of a critics association, if you look at every critic, that was almost every critics association's best film last year. Like, it really just struck a nerve with people. And I think a lot of that is credit to Mikey and how talented she is. But if you watch the film, the last scene of that film is just utterly heartbreaking and incredibly sad. And then it just cuts off and you're kind of just left with all these feelings. So I get some of the discourse. I understand like what you guys are trying to say. There's a lot of like Russians in the movie and yada, yada, yada. But I also just think like 2 things can be true. We need to kind of look at some of the other aspects as well. Like, this is an indie film, $6 million budget. A lot of you guys are meeting Mikey for the very first time. Like, y'all didn't watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You saw Scream, but probably was just like, oh, we're never going to see this girl again. And like, what does it mean for like an indie film like this to kind of win Best Picture? I feel like there's just a lot of different takes here that are lacking nuance.
Yeah. I will say, and I saw a clip from Sheryl Lee Ralph talk about this at the Vanity Fair red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And she said how she would talk to people and say for years, if you're trying to win an Oscar, you either got to get on a poll or something else. I think she was alluding to just essentially being, enduring trauma and just looking at like past winners and their work. And even from a racial aspect, looking at the work done by these women, you really understand why it takes forever to get one. Because you have people, let's be honest, really old white people in like 50s, 60s, even 70s, choosing these winners. We know that some people don't watch these projects and just be voting just because they figured, okay.
Oh, my friend was the cinematographer on that. So vote. Yeah.
Yeah, there was one that said that Cynthia was too old to play Wicked. I'm like, how the hell are you eligible to vote?
Right.
Just like going off of that. So you have that added into the nuance too on what gets, honored in regards to like big awards bodies. Look at Sing Sing. There was like one report of like a screening where people were laughing at like the, scene with Coma Domingo's character basically getting interviewed by the parole board. I'm like, that is a heartbreaking scene.
Yeah.
How can you laugh at that? And that just shows the lack of nuance and understanding when it comes to projects like this, especially with racial ties to it, because Sing Sing, it's a Black film. It's a Black film. It is based on a true story. It is about the prison industrial system and the reform programs and Black male vulnerability. And that's something a lot of people don't understand. And so that's why I believe like Sing Sing didn't get the love it deserved. It should have gotten Best Picture. Clarence Macklin should have gotten Best Supporting Actor. He did get nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, so I'm glad he has that. And he has some projects lined up after this. But Sing Sing should have gotten more love. The Piano Lesson should have gotten more love. The Fire and Slash should have gotten more love. So many projects that came out last year should have gotten award recognition, but didn't because of the people at the helm that will not get the hell out.
Yeah. And I think that goes to my point on two things being true. Like some of you liked Anora and thought it was your best picture, but at the same time, there is that stat that, to get an Oscar as a woman, it's got to be traumatic. Like, you got to beat your kids or you got to get on a pole or you got to say, maybe feel good. Like there's, you got to do something.
Yeah. Even like one of my friends mentioned, like, Halle Berry is the only Black woman to win an Oscar, and that was a film where she had to basically get with a racist white man.
Yeah. Yeah. Monique hated her daughter. Mikey was on the poll. I mean, there's stats around it, so it's not something that you can ignore. So it's very valid. I'm just saying.
Even with like Ariana DeBose, West Side Story, her character, yes, it was a beautiful young woman, but she is traumatized by the end.
Yep. Meanwhile, they might make Timmy Leo DiCaprio and they might make him wait until he's 45.
Listen, how many nominations has he gotten for Oscars so far? Is it just 2 or 3?
I think it's just 2.
2?
Yeah, because Call Me By... And that's what they said with the first one. Call Me By Your Name. I think he was 19 years old. And they were like, not yet. And then for this one, they're like, not yet. And really...
Hang on. How old is this boy? My goodness.
Young Prince of Cinema. But really, no, he's like in his 20s. I think he's like 27. But he should have, for me, like, where is the Dune recognition?
Oh, he's 29.
Yeah. He's not that young anymore.
You call him the young Prince of Cinema, girl.
It's a term that I like and I feel like it fits him, but the Dune erasure is very crazy to me.
Girl, the Challenger erasure got me asking, like, if you're not gonna, I mean, I knew they probably weren't gonna get a lot of nominations because it came out early, and I don't know what the heck. Who was the distributor?
Amazon MGM.
I don't know what the heck Amazon MGM was doing with their films this year, because they had Challengers, they had The Fire Inside, and they had Unstoppable with Jarrell Jerome and Jennifer Lopez. And I remember like the two of them premiering at TIFF, and I'm just like, okay, well, which one is gonna get the awards push? And Challengers, they got the push so late, and they thought they can sneak in with Golden Globes for like best comedy, and it's just like, y'all mishandled this so much. You had so many gems y'all could have campaigned, and you just completely mishandled.
Yeah, we talked about this, like no cinematography. No nomination, no score.
You could have at least given them a score nomination.
No editing. And then, no Best Picture. Challengers was one of my favorite movies last year. Definitely like top 2. So, and then, but I mean, to say, because I feel like we've been saying it all pod too, like I do think Ari and Cynthia are going to get their things for part 2. Because I think everybody's such in an uproar right now. It was literally like when Leo DiCaprio should have won for Wolf of Wall Street. And everybody's like, hey.
Yeah, everyone's been an upward all season.
And then they just gave it to him for The Revenant, which was good. But like everybody knows he should have got it for Wolf of Wall Street. So everybody's like, all right, we're checking this box. So I think that's what's going to happen. So guys, stay calm. We will get our things, I believe. I'm confident. And I hope Dune gets their things too when this is all said and done. Because like the beauty of that film is incredible. I also loved all of the reunions that we got.
Oh yeah, there were so many reunions we had.
A few were Jesse Eisenberg and Andrew Garfield.
Y'all been begging for that one.
Right? Whoopi and Demi.
I love that one.
I love that one too. And then I really liked seeing Vanessa Hudgens and Olivia Rodrigo. They're both Filipino and they both played Gabriela Montez.
Yeah, that. Did she play Gabrielle Montez? Really? I feel like that's more of a franchise reunion more than like a reunion. Because have they met before?
I don't know. I'm just saying I liked seeing both of them in a picture together. And it was like, okay.
We also had Samuel Jackson and Robert Downey Jr. have a reunion on the carpet. They were so happy to see each other.
I love that too. That was nice. There was a moment where when RDJ did the, was it Best Supporting Actor? Or was it Best Actor?
Best Supporting Actor.
And he spoke about each one of them. I was like, oh my God, they're gonna have Emma Stone come up here and she has to say nice things about Carla. But then they didn't do it. And I was like, I love mess. Okay. Any final thoughts about this year's Oscars?
I'm glad it's done.
Same. If you haven't seen Conclave yet, watch it. Loved it. Now let's jump into where I feel like we talked about this way at the beginning, Beyonce and Jay-Z's Gold Party.
Yep.
And the girls were out. I love to see it. First of all, Shirley Ralph telling the story about the party. I was like on the edge of my seat, like, okay, yeah. And now I have a new life mission. I need to get to the Gold Party. New life goal, new life mission. Like, there's nobody in there taking pictures. It's very private. Like she said, Kardashians are in the building. I'm like, Tatyana needs to be there. So putting that on my vision board tonight. But after that party, we got a very serious hard launch.
Yep.
Like the hard launches of all.
It was a black as hell hard launch.
Very. So I was driving in my car yesterday because we were actually going to record the pod yesterday, and then due to unforeseen circumstances, we couldn't.
Y'all, I ran over a pothole and got a flat tire because of a rock in my tire.
Well, I wasn't going to tell him, but we like to keep it real.
I already told him on stories. They already know.
So I had to turn around and go back home. But my friend texted me. Now I don't text and drive, but it was a red light. But I'm like, what is this? And then I see them looking like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, looking fine as hell. And it says black and white, no gray area. And I'm like, well, what is this?
She then proceeds to call me. I'm over here thinking she called about rescheduling our studio time, which she was. And then she asked me, have you seen these pictures on Teyana Taylor's story? And I'm like, no, I'm getting out of my car. I'm trying to get to my Wi-Fi box in the apartment to get this signal because Instagram was acting up with me all day. And then I finally see it. I'm like,
shocked. We're both shocked on the phone. And we're just yelling.
What?
Yelling on the phone like, ah!
I was talking to like my best friend and she was just like, girl, we're not going to recover. Like, we're not going to recover when they post these vacation pictures. Like, the girls and the bisexuals have been losing it for the last 24 hours.
Losing it. And then who posted in their story? Was it her? Or was it him?
It was her. She posted first and then he posted like right after.
Okay. And then we saw the hand placement on the other photo.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Listen, the way it's the comment section for me and all like the black women in Hollywood would be like, yep, we love this. And then JT asking, so are y'all confirming or not?
Real. Real,
That's
JT.
so real.
Because a lot of people think it's PR or they have something coming out. I know you talked about this, but what do you think, like they're together, or you think that in a few days they're about to release a project?
So first off, real or not, I love to see it.
Yeah.
Secondly, I think people think they know it all when it comes to Hollywood just because of deep dives and just people who work in the industry who be yapping all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is real. I think people forget that Teyana is fresh off a divorce and she has 2 kids.
Yeah.
And not only did she have to go for that healing journey, her opening up to a new relationship, that is a lot. And then going public with it, that's a lot, especially as a public facing person with an even more high profile public facing person that the internet loves.
Mm-hmm.
And she probably took her time and wanted to do it on her terms, which is why we had the subtle soft launches and everything. I wrote a whole Substack about this. Y'all gonna read tomorrow. Did the whole subtle drop-ins with the carousels, story mentions.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had them, they were both at the Vanity Fair, like Oscar after party, but we didn't see them together on the carpet.
Okay.
But with the gold party, they have their own photographer. No one takes pictures in there.
Mm-hmm.
The only people that have access to the pictures are the people that are there. And Keke Palmer even said, like, they didn't send me my pictures yet. So they get the pictures sent to them after.
Okay.
So she got to decide how she wanted to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And even with him, we know that he's, wants to be in a relationship and how private he is. And basically him deciding, okay, this is how I want to do it. So these are 2 very private people and they wanted to go about the same way and said, hey, it's time.
Yeah.
Let's love out loud. Let's go.
I guess we will see then. But I mean, they look good.
They look real good.
They look good.
They
in
look
the
so
photos.
good, y'all.
Like it's literally giving Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
It really. Ooh,
Oh.
My sound kind of went up. Hold on.
Oh, we'll pause. Wait,
Okay. My audio went out for a second, y'all. Sorry.
we're back.
I was getting too into it. But honestly, I have like my little PR glasses on already for them because I'm thinking, okay, Met Gala debut, because we know Tiana's already going. She be telling us whether or not there's food in there. I think possibly Essence Fest, whether they got something to promote or not.
Yeah.
Low key hoping for CultureCon a little bit because 1, he can go to New York to visit Harlem. And 2, if they got stuff to promote, they can promote it at CultureCon. You see,
She got the
mini
whole
publicist.
relationship
I'm over
timeline
here as a mini publicist
for the rest of the year.
Listen, if this is PR, we're gonna make this work.
Yeah. Let's make it do what it do. Like getting into a PR relationship is very strategic, very important.
Very intentional.
Yeah.
And it's harder for people to not make it obvious. It really is.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. Yeah. Did you watch Bachelor last night?
I actually watched it on time.
All right. I watched The Bachelor last night too. I still think Juliana is going to win.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
She's still my top. But I love how Grant came out of Latia's hometown and was like, I don't have to be a Mormon.
He was so happy he didn't have to convert.
Yes.
That man was so happy.
That man was, he was just leaping for joy. Like, woo! Okay, girl.
Because we've seen this play out so many times when it comes to like top 3 and fantasy suites.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking back to Matt James' season and how Rachel was so stressed out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then Dina, it was so obvious that she was going home.
Yeah. As soon as she said her parents were coming, I'm like, oh yeah, you're leaving.
Forget the parents. You have 11 brothers and sisters and not a one.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, is the dad that controlling of the household that none of your 10 siblings could not come?
Not one pulled up? Not a one?
Not
said,
an uncle or an auntie? Like
nobody? They literally said, like, what? Dang, girl. So it was so obvious that she really just let Zoe like slip in there.
Listen, Zoe just came on in and swooped in.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It was so like, girl, And I love how Grant was talking positive. Like, I actually really think he is a great listener, for one. And I really think he knows how to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah.
And I love how he didn't make her feel bad about it. And he still was like, oh, I'm going to meet her homegirls. It's going to be great. And they all had fun. But girl, you should have packed your bags that night. Not one sibling could come and support you. Insane.
Yeah.
Insanity. Yeah, Juliana's hometown was cute.
Oh yeah, it was so cute. Her naming up all her family members. I'm like, wow, this is real Italian.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was so adorable. I thought Zoe's hometown was really nice too.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Latia's hometown.
No Mormon. Yeah. And then we have the women tell all next week, and then it's fantasy suites, which is always like a big conversation because it's like, are you going to be intimate with other women?
Every freaking year, y'all do this.
And it's like, yeah, he is. Duh. No, I mean, from what I've heard, he said he was very careful and he played it well. So we'll see. But I know also when Nick Viall was the Bachelor, he said that he got some advice. I think it was from Ben Higgins. And he was like, if you know who you're going to pick, protect that person. And everybody was like, protect? And he was like, just don't sleep with anybody else. Like, just sleep with that one person if that's what you're going to do. So I guess we're
also, side note, in the trailer, you know, the fantasy suites, they're going to be in DR. He says his family's from DR.
Huh?
He says his family's from DR. I'm like,
he's not.
Does his family live in DR? Or is like one of his parents live in DR? Because I know he got a biracial mama and he got a black dad. So I'm like, is this an Afro-Latino Bachelor? Y'all could have ran with that too.
They could have.
They really could have. And it's kind of annoying that they be omitting kind of like Black contestants that are mixed.
Yeah.
Because Rotasha, she's Black and Mexican. I didn't find out until we met her mama.
Right. Not he's Miles Morales. Y'all could have let us know. Yeah, but The Bachelor's almost over, guys, and then
this season went by so quick.
So quick. Like, it'll be over tomorrow, and we'll have to find something new to talk about.
Oh, wait, did you see that little Deadline article about the mess going on with production?
Yeah.
Girl.
Yeah, I did. Like 2 people exited or something.
Oh my God.
Like the crew?
Oh, girl, I'm talking about like the new producers after Mike left.
After Mike left?
Mike Fleiss.
Oh, yeah.
Girl, that's a mess. So if y'all don't know, apparently the production team for The Bachelorette that did that terrible decision with airing Jen's proposal while she was sitting there with that terrible man, they have been wreaking havoc ever since Mike Fleiss left, and it's been utter hell since. And that is why we're not getting The Bachelorette this year.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dang. So Latia's not going to be the Bachelorette?
Girl, we don't know.
I thought they were going to do a whole Mormon thing and
Listen.
it was going to, but I guess not. I guess we'll have to wait and see. Okay. Because I love mess.
Yep.
All right. I feel like we covered everything.
Yeah. Did we
feel
get through everything?
I think we got through everything. It was a piping hot week.
Oh, it was a piping hot weekend.
Yeah.
Jesus.
That too. But as always, please follow us at the Pop Culture Playbook on Instagram. You can check us out on YouTube at the Pop Culture Playbook. We're also on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts. Please check us out. And also, thanks so much for the love, you guys, the constant support. It means so much to us.
Thank y'all for listening.
Yes, thank you for listening. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.